Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Welsknight's Realm. When we're here across the lake, across the pathway from the desert village, you can see it way over there in the distance. And what I'd like to do is start work on this area just a little bit. What I'm kind of envisioning for this area is kind of like, basically like a trading post. Like not a full-blown city, not a full-blown town, just kind of like a trading post, maybe like a little guard station to keep them protected from, bandits and whatnot. But just a little smaller area that kind of is along this road. And this road then will eventually continue, way off into the distance and go all over the place. So that's kind of what I'm envisioning at this point. But I think the first thing that I want to do is I want to build something rather practical. We do not have, at this point, in the desert village, or near the desert village, a cow farm of any kind, or in fact, any really good, reliable source of food. We are growing some wheat over there, but wheat and bread aren't really the greatest. So what I'd like to do today is I'd like to build a little bit of a cow farm, stable pen type thing. I don't want to do, just a simple like, oh, look, here's a box that has cows in it. You know what I mean? I don't want to do something like that. I want to make it look good. I want to make it look cool and all that kind of good stuff too. So that's what we're going to kind of work on. I'm thinking the cow farm itself is going to go maybe, I'm thinking kind of back around like here. Right in here is kind of what I'm thinking. And it doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be very big. It can be relatively small. So let's just kind of lay out an area. Let's see, what is that? That's 8. Let's make it 7 on the inside. So that'd be 9 by 1, 2, 3. Let's go like 7 by 5. How's that look for a size? Yeah, that should work. That's basically like Yeah, that should do. So we've got 9 by 7 for the fences themselves. I think that'll work. Actually, let's think about this for a minute. Let's just think here, because I want a roof on it. Something like that is kind of what I'm thinking for a roof. And yeah, that should actually work. That should be fine. It'll end on the right half of the block. So I think we'll be good. Okay, cool. So let's see here. The first thing is I want a gate. So I'm thinking we'll put the gate like right here in the middle. I'm going to worry about actually getting the cows in here later, but let's do this, and let's actually just throw down a little bit of a builder's chest just to store all of our random junk in, because we got quite a bit of random junk here. There we go. I just grabbed kind of everything that I thought I might need in order to build this thing. So I'm like, oh, well, I'll probably want one of these at some point, and who knows, I'll probably want some fences and, stuff like that. So let's make a couple cobblestone walls, and let's just see. If I put cobblestone walls, those will not connect. Those will not connect to the fences. What we could do, though, and what might be kind of interesting, would be to make a couple of spruce fence gates like that, because those actually do connect to the cobblestone wall, although they don't connect very well to the fence. Although, this might be another option as well. I don't remember who I learned this from. It may have been Grian, it may have been BOO, I'm not really sure. But it is possible to do something like that, although I don't really care for that either. I don't think that works for this situation. So I think maybe we'll go with just the regular fences for these areas here. And then maybe what we'll do is we'll take like maybe oak wood. Oak would probably be our best bet. And just kind of connect that right here. Just in the corners. Although we also need to make sure that the cows can't get out of here. So we'll work on that as well. But we'll maybe do something like this. Or, well, yeah, maybe something like that. Just out of curiosity, how does this look? Don't care for that. Yes, go into the place. That's going to be your home in a minute anyway. You can totally go in there if you want. I won't stop you. Okay, so maybe something along these lines. Now, we do need to figure out what we're going to do up here for the other gates. Because cows can jump up onto this and get out. And we don't want that. We don't want our cows to be escaping. So let's grab some more spruce fences. And maybe what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make this like too high. I mean, that would be a very easy solution. That would be a very easy solution, actually. Maybe that's just going to be the way to go. Because if we make this too high, they can't even get up here to begin with. Because they can't jump 2 blocks. So, yeah, actually, now that I think about it, let's do that. That'll totally work. That'll totally work. We'll go with that. Okay, cool. So, like so. We've already got one cow that's decided to, come and join the festivities. I think we'll go ahead and put our fences, or our gates here. And that should keep them all enclosed. So now we just need to kind of build the structure around it, like that. And I think that'll totally work. Now, where be my oak slabs? And I probably should have brought some dirt with me to use, but oh well, too late now. Let's just work our way up here. And I'm just going to put a very, very simple roof on it. And I think I'm just going to use oak. I think I'm going to go with an oak roof for this particular build. I think that'll look pretty good, actually. And the roof is going to have a very slight gradual slope, kind of like this. And then we'll bring it over and up. And over and up like that. And across the way. And we'll do the same over here. Like that. There we go. And then same thing over and up. In the corners. Over and up. And across like so. There we go. And then what that'll do is that should, I believe, right? This is a separate block? Yes, good. Then, when we bring this across, that should rest, this part of the roof should rest right exactly on top of a cobblestone wall thing. Just the way we want it to. So, like, right there. Yeah, that totally works. Nice. That actually looks pretty good. I like it. Okay. So we've got that done. Now, since we're bringing these pillars up too high, I think we're going to go ahead and lower the fence a little bit right around here. Oh, I didn't even realize that was still a gate. It wasn't supposed to be. There we go. One of these things was not like the other, and I totally didn't even notice. There we go. And we'll just do a little bit of that. And the same over here to get rid of this. And now we need to think about lighting. Because obviously we don't want creepers and things like that spawning inside of our farm. That would be rather disastrous. So we don't want to deal with that. Let's also take a little nap before it gets crazy out here. There we go. Okay. So we'll do something along those lines. And then I'm thinking we could just go torches like this, and that probably wouldn't look too bad, and it should, I think it'll provide adequate light. Let's see, this block right here would be the least one. How much light do I have? 11, plenty, excellent, awesome, that'll totally work. Oh, wait, that was 11 including the light from the sky, though. Let's try again. Right here. 7 block. Totally works. Because they cannot, I don't think anything can spawn in that. Or 7 might be the first one where they can. Decisions. We could put a couple torches like there. And then like here and here as well. Maybe this would be a better solution. Let's see. Here we're at light 11. And then here we're at light 9. I think that's probably a better solution. It might not look quite as good objectively, but it doesn't look bad. It still gives us kind of the effect that we're going for. And more importantly, it keeps nasty things from spawning inside your farm. Because I don't know if you ever had to try and sort a creeper out when it's inside. It's not pleasant. It's not good. It's very bad juju. So now I want to do something in here with the ground because just the plain grass is very boring. So I'd like to get my hands on some coarse dirt and maybe some gravel. There's a little gravel down there. I think coarse dirt I can only find naturally in a mega taiga, but I could probably make some. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure I have some back in the village, actually. Let me go check, guys, and I'll come back to you in just a moment. All right, guys, I am back, and I think I've got everything I needed from my warehouse there. I didn't actually have any coarse dirt that I could find, but I do have all the stuff to make coarse dirt, so it'll be fine. I should probably mention as well, I left off last episode trying yet again to get my hands on mending, and I am just not having any luck with mending whatsoever. I have gone through a bunch of fishing rods. I have not gotten the stuff that I need to even continuously AFK at the farm. Like, maybe it's just bad luck because I built the farm in a desert, which was probably not a wise decision. But you know, what can you do? It's okay. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of work in here. I want this looks very not random right now, and I want it to appear relatively random, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to yank out all of it, and then I'll replace it with the blocks that I want. This is usually how I prefer to do landscaping. It just makes it, it seems to make it a little easier to get the randomization, you know, the mixed textures and things like that. I find it a little bit easier to do it when you do it this way. So that's what we're going to do. So I think we'll start off with, let's start off with coarse dirt. And I just want to mix a bit in here and there. No real pattern, just kind of whatever. Have it kind of strewn about. Get out of the way. This cow is going to be the death of me. There we go. Oh, excuse me. I sneezed. I'm the master of sneezes. So, something along these lines, I think. That looks pretty good. Nice and random. And then, maybe we'll mix in a little bit of granite. Just a little bit here and there. Because it kind of looks like dirt. A little bit. Just a tiny bit. And then the rest of it, maybe, will turn into grass. Maybe. This is in need of a bit more something else. There we go. That looks better. You did not go in the right place. There we go. How's that look? Not entirely horrible. I mean, it's not bad. I'd like maybe a block of granite there. The granite doesn't actually look completely out of place here, I have to say. Normally, I really don't use granite for anything. But I saw this mix in. I'm actually going back and I'm watching BOO's Minecraft Season 3 because one thing that I like to do to get inspiration is just kind of watch other videos and kind of get ideas of building styles and texture combinations. And I saw him use this in the bottom of his mines, kind of in the middle of the season. And I thought, that actually doesn't look bad, and that almost gives granite a purpose. Because I never use granite for anything. It's just a generally ugly block, in my opinion. But here, I think it actually kind of works. The other thing that we can do is we can get a few hay bales. I don't want to overdo it, but just a couple. And maybe we can put some of these hay bales kind of like, I mean, we want to make sure that they can't get out. we don't want to put them anywhere where cows can actually like jump up and get out of here. So on second thought, let's not put the hay bales here. I think we're probably better off putting the hay bales outside the cow pen now that I consider it. But it's a nice little detail that you can add. Just a couple of hay bales here and there, kind of strewn about. Maybe a couple like over here. Just a couple of hay bales. I think this one would look better if it was sideways like that. Just little things, little details make all the difference. And then I think what we'll want to do, since we're kind of using the path block, where did our path come out? Over here, right over here. Okay. So we'll take our shovel and I'll kind of make a little path that comes this way, like so. And it doesn't have to be absolutely flawless for this little path. It can kind of do, whatever. It can kind of be broken up a little bit. I think that's fine. Grab some more oak slabs. And I'm thinking we break that out. I'm thinking we put a grass block here with un path on it. And then we'll put our oak slabs there and here because it needs to match or it drives me crazy. And then we'll do maybe something like that. And then I think maybe we'll kind of bring this out a little bit. Well, you know what? Let's just do the whole path. Well, I don't know. I think I liked it better broken up. I really do. I think I preferred it when it wasn't a perfect path. So let's kind of break this up a little bit. Just in a couple places to kind of you still want to be able to tell that there was a path here, but you don't want it to be super established, I guess would be the best way to say it. There we go. So we've got a nice little path that kind of leads over here. And then inside the cow pen, we can take a little bit of bone meal and just kind of bone meal this grass and get rid of the flowers. We don't want the flowers in there. And then maybe even add a couple of these too tall grasses. Do we like that? I think that's a bit much. I don't think I want the too tall grass in here. I want just small grass. But that should do nicely. And then what we'll do is we'll want a storage chest for all of the wheat and stuff like that. So I think I'll put a storage chest just like right there. Just a real simple one, so that when you kind of come over, when we eventually murder all the cows and things like that, we'll have a place to store them. You know, their meats and things. So let's see. We've got cows that are kind of spread all over this area. There's a bunch of them over there. There's also a couple over here as well. So I'm going to see if I can get some of these cows into the cow pen for breeding, and then I'll come back to you. All right, guys, I am back. We have 4 breeder cows, which is great. That's all we need to kind of get our little cow farm here growing and going. We should have baby cows here pretty soon, and then they'll be able to breed and make me baby cows forever. So, this is a wonderful thing. We'll have a nice little cow farm over here pretty soon. And what I'm kind of thinking is from like an economic standpoint, right? The village over here grows wheat. And maybe they bring that wheat over here and they trade it to the people who raise the cows, and they use that to breed the cows, and then they trade their meat back to the village or something. I don't know. I'm kind of working on the lore of the world here as we go. But I think that is pretty much all that I have time for in this episode, guys. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.